What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, all the way back in the first Doctor Strange, we were introduced to the world of magical artifacts in the MCU, something we've inevitably just scratched the surface of. And while one in particular hasn't shown up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe just yet, it has in one way or another shown up or tied in to all of the ancillary Marvel TV shows not on Netflix. And now with a brand new comic set to come out this year, and knowing what we do about them sometimes using the comics to set up material for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it certainly looks as though Darkhold may be set to make its way into the MCU. We're going to break down exactly what this artifact is, the book's history not only in the comics, but of course the ABC TV shows, how it's tied into almost, or if not every single one, and why, given what we already know about this upcoming publication, it certainly looks like it's tied to all of the main players we're set to immediately see in Phase 4, leading directly to this theory. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray bill. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first things first, Darkhold's been a lot of things, but it's referred to basically as Marvel's Book of the Damned. Does that sort of qualify it for you? Definitely a magical artifact, but let me take a step back real quick and just read this for you, okay? Enter the pages of Darkhold and lose your mind in mighty Marvel fashion. Critically acclaimed writer Steve Orlando makes his Marvel debut, he used to write for DC, with a story of delight and terrify. For hundreds of years, scholars and heroes alike have searched for a complete text of the Darkhold, aka the Book of the Damned, written by the elder god Sethon. Now, one of the greatest sorcerers in the multiverse has found it, and Sethon has found him. To save them all, Scarlet Witch must gather the world's greatest heroes and unleash their inner darkness. Now, this is the word-for-word official synopsis for the upcoming comic book Darkhold. It has nothing to do with the MCU yet, but if you mad-lib this in just a little bit, you could easily have it fit the beginnings of Marvel Phase 4 in the first sentence alone, where it tells you to lose your mind much in the way they're probably going to in the Multiverse of Madness, and invoking the world's most powerful sorcerer, this Book of the Damned, bringing back those from the dead which have been lost. Think about what we already know about WANDAVISION, and of course Scarlet Witch herself. Now, it's not just this official synopsis and how it sort of lines up with the beginning of Phase 4 and 2 major properties that started us in on this theory in the first place. That was just icing on the cake that's how it happened to read for this namesake publication. Rather, how Darkhold ties to all of the main elements we've been reporting on for Marvel Phase 4 here at the channel for the better part of a year. Firstly, it goes way beyond just Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange 2, but in a bigger sense it ties directly to Blade, because it's the Darkhold book that's used to create the very first vampire in the Marvel Universe. It also obviously ties to Moon Knight as well as the most powerful sorcerer that they're referring to during that synopsis that's on the cover of the very first issue, none other than Doctor Doom. Now, in a video I'll make sure to link at the end of this that talks about some of the earliest Easter eggs for Doctor Doom that may have shown up during Age of Ultron. He's ultimately rumored to be showing up eventually in Marvel Phase 4 or Phase 5, maybe even as the next big bad, but the connection to those elements doesn't stop there with others that we know are coming in Marvel Phase 4, namely Marvel Zombies on Disney+, and although that's sort of outside of canon, so we'll leave that by the wayside, Darkhold was directly involved with that series, especially issue 3, as well as being tied to who we already know is one of the first main antagonists in Marvel Phase 4 and the first big bad for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, none other than Baron Helmut Zemo, who during the Secret Empire storyline actually accessed Darkhold and used it on one of his members in order to enhance his powers, and we all know how much he likes books. This seeming tie to almost all of the main and immediate elements coming up in Marvel Phase 4 sure makes it feel like they're trying to work this in, and as one really astute Redditor pointed out, you could really see how Loeb was building his own MCU interconnected branch on Marvel TV revolving around Darkhold and the Dark Force, something I'm not as well versed in as I didn't watch all of those shows as religiously as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hey, don't fault me, I'm only really interested in canon. It was eventually leading to the Midnight Suns, which is something we've obviously been reporting on here extensively at the channel. We know they're going to bring Ghost Rider in, probably during Doctor Strange 2, and via industry insiders like Mikey Sutton, Sutton saying that the setup for Midnight Suns has been coming the entire time. It's also important to note that while the book itself, the Darkhold book or Book of the Damned, didn't directly show up in every ABC iteration or TV show for Marvel, it was there in some way or another. During season 2 of Agent Carter, there was Zero Matter, and via Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we know that Zero Matter is tied directly to the creation from the book. We also know that it's tied to the Dark Force, which was used during Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. So between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, that's all 4 TV shows using this artifact in a way now that they can fold into the mainstream storyline in the narratives of the MCU, an artifact that seemingly fits almost every element, as I said, that we know is immediately coming in Marvel Phase 4. Now, has Marvel always used the comic books as direct reference and a place to source their stories for the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe? Of course they haven't. They've always used it as a way to sort of base some details on, but what they have done real recently when they run comic stories out is sort of run them in not really an adjacent way, but in a foretelling way, try to use elements that are coming up in the movies to make them more familiar with the comic reading base, and in a way to tie that over, as obviously they're making way more money off of the cinematic side than they are off the comic book publications, and it's their hope over at Marvel that one translates to the other. Whether that's actually happened or not yet, well, that's yet to be seen, but of course those Prelude comics are something quite different, where they use the actual canon from the MCU and build out stories in between. Usually though, they don't contain that much extra information, they're just a rehashing of what we've already seen on screen. Trust me, the disappointment was real when we got those Avengers 4 Prelude comics. This is very different. This isn't a prelude in any way. That's why I was shocked when I read the official synopsis and saw how closely it was worded to all these elements of Marvel Phase 4, including invoking the multiverse of madness and the storyline for Scarlet Witch, which is what set us down this theory rabbit hole in the first place. Now, all the plot leaks aside and everything we've talked about in this video, pretend we haven't talked about it. We don't need a plot leak or any of this other information to know exactly where Wanda Maximoff is right now. She is completely alone, and in that isolation, using her chaos magic, she's going to want to bring back specific people from the dead, and we know at least one in Vision is going to do so. Well, whether he was ever alive and or dead in the first place is definitely a discussion for a different video. When you start thinking about her bringing back her brother, bringing back Vision, bringing back these dead entities, it really invokes Darkhold and everything Darkhold stands for. And when you throw on top a brand new Darkhold series being released when it didn't have to be, it's not a coincidence. It's obviously Marvel using their marketing at the highest level. And then you think about the fact that Darkhold is now implying that there's some super powerful sorcerer who's going to come into the book. Then we think about the leaks for WandaVision, not only Doctor Doom, but maybe even Mephisto as well. All the elements are there, and again, it's not coincidence. Marvel is one company. They know exactly what they're doing. If the comic book isn't meant to imply a direct storyline tie-in for the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself or act as an analog, it's definitely serving up a ton of elements that would work perfectly for the upcoming story. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Does it seem like a shoe-in and a duh, one of those obvious moments to say that Darkhold definitely fits everything that's going on? Or do you think the fact that they've used it so extensively on the TV shows that, remember, are not specifically canon to the MCU but are adjacent, means that they won't want to put it in play? I find it to be the opposite, thinking that they've used it so much, why would they not also use it in the MCU? Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros. We're giving away 2 now at the 700,000 subscriber mark. We just announced a winner for the 650 sub count PS4 Pro a couple of days ago. If you missed that video, just scroll back through the channel. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video. That'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes we're giving away here at the channel, like this insane XM Studios 1/4 scale Beta Ray build. This will be given away at the 650,000 subscriber count. And guys, if you're not familiar with collectibles, this is in no way an action figure. Standing at almost 29 inches tall, these are immaculate 1/4 representations of some of your favorite Marvel characters. XM Studios is by far one of the best in the business. If you're not familiar with this statue, I've left a link down in the description over on Gem Mint Collectibles. Gem's a friend of mine. We acquired this statue through the Gem Mint Collectibles store. He actually did a full in-depth breakdown of this statue. So if you want to see this prize in much further detail, go ahead and click on that link. Like I said, it's down in the description. Also, make sure to follow his channel while you're over there and show Jem some love. Either way, if you want to be entered to win any of the prizes here at the channel, the PlayStation 4 Pros, the Beta Ray Bill statue, or any of the other prizes we announce, hopefully as we double down all the way up to 1 million over the next couple of years, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on. Leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, just like we're doing here. And if you've missed any of the past winners, especially here real recently, as I said, we just gave away a PlayStation 4 Pro at 650K. No worries, all you have to do is scroll back through the channel, look for the subscriber count and the winner in the title, click on that video, and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.